Mira used to measure her life in comparisons. Her apartment in Chicago was smaller than her sister's place in Seattle. Her job at a mid-sized design firm didn't glitter like the careers she scrolled past every night on Instagram. Even her relationship felt ordinary compared to the cinematic romances she devoured in dog-eared copies of Pride and Prejudice. But it was Lena who turned comparison into jealousy. Lena had started at the firm the same week as Mira. They shared the same title, the same cramped desks, the same flickering overhead light that buzzed like a trapped fly. At first, they bonded over bad coffee and impossible clients. Then Lena's designs began to get noticed. Brilliant use of color, their creative director said one afternoon, holding up Lena's mock-up. The conference room hummed with approval. Mira clapped with everyone else. Her palms stung. That night, jealousy arrived like an uninvited guest. It sat on the edge of her bed and whispered, "You're falling behind. You're not special. Look at her. She's everything you're not." Jealousy had a talent for curation. It showed Mira only Lena's triumphs, never her drafts, her doubts, her late-night revisions. It replayed every compliment Lena received and muted Mira's own small wins. The next morning, Mira studied Lena from across the office. Lena's laugh seemed too bright, her confidence too easy. When Lena offered to review Mira's latest concept, Mira forced a tight smile. "I've got it," she said. But she didn't. Her design felt stiff, overworked. She kept imagining what Lena would do, differently, bolder typography, cleaner lines. A risk Mira was afraid to take. By Friday, the project was reassigned. Jealousy grew teeth. Mira stopped joining Lena for lunch. She avoided eye contact in meetings. She scrolled through Lena's portfolio online, each image a tiny cut. On LinkedIn, she saw a post. Thrilled to lead the new campaign. Hundreds of likes, dozens of comments. Mira shut her laptop and stared at her reflection in the dark screen. The worst part wasn't Lena's success. It was the shrinking inside her own chest, the way jealousy made her smaller, meaner, less herself. One evening, long after most of the team had left, Mira heard quiet sniffling from the break room. She almost ignored it. Instead, she followed the sound. Lena sat at the small table, mascara smudge, phone pressed to her ear. "I know," Lena was saying. "I just don't want to mess this up. Everyone thinks I'm ready. But I feel like I'm pretending." Mira froze. "I stay up till 2 most nights," Lena continued, voice trembling. "I redo everything. I'm terrified they'll realize I don't actually know what I'm doing." The call ended. Lena wiped her eyes and noticed Mira in the doorway. "Oh," she said, embarrassed. "Hey." For a moment, jealousy tried to speak. "See? Even her breakdowns are dramatic." But the words felt thin. "Are you okay?" Mira asked. Lena gave a shaky laugh. Imposter syndrome is a beast. Something loosened in Mira's chest. The image she had built of Lena gliding effortlessly from win to win cracked. In its place stood a tired woman afraid of failing. "I thought you had it all figured out," Mira admitted quietly. Lena looked genuinely surprised. "Are you kidding? I look at your typography and think, how does she make it look so clean?" Mira blinked. "You do?" "All the time." They stood there. Two women who had been measuring themselves against each other, unaware they were each holding the other up as a standard. Jealousy, exposed to fluorescent light and honesty, began to shrink. Over the next weeks, something shifted. When jealousy whispered, Mira tried to answer it with curiosity instead of accusation. "What does Lena have that you want?" it would ask. Courage to take risks, Mira realized. So she started taking small ones, submitting a daring color palette, pitching an unconventional layout. Not to outshine Lena, but to stretch herself. She asked Lena for feedback. Lena asked for hers. They stayed late sometimes. Not as rivals, but as collaborators. trading ideas like recipes. At the next major presentation, Mira unveiled a campaign that was unmistakably hers: sharp, restrained, quietly bold. When the creative director nodded with approval, Mira felt a familiar flicker: jealousy. But this time it was different. It wasn't aimed at Lena. It was a reminder of desire, the part of her that wanted to grow. After the meeting, Lena squeezed her arm. "You killed it." Instead of deflecting, Mira let the compliment land. "Thanks," she said. "I worked hard." That night, in her small Chicago apartment, Mira sat by the window watching the city lights blur into constellations. She thought about how easily she had mistaken jealousy for proof of inadequacy. In truth, it had been a signpost. Jealousy had pointed toward what she valued: recognition, creativity, courage. It had only turned poisonous when she used it as a weapon against herself. Her phone buzzed a message from Lena. "Drinks tomorrow. We should celebrate your win." Mira smiled. For the first time, someone else's success didn't feel like evidence of her own failure. It felt like proof that there was room-wide, electric, city-sized room for both of them to shine.